Hey guys, it's me. I just arrived at my studio. It's Tuesday, nearly 3 p.m. and this is how I left the place when I was leaving on Sunday. If you watched the part 1 of the studio cleanup, then you know that I already cleaned about half the studio, but I still had a couple of days left to finish the cleanup. And my goal for the next couple of days was mainly to sort out frames, frame new artworks and redecorate the remaining walls with them, as well as clean and sort art supplies in the drawers. One of the main things was to sort out all the drawings and paintings, some old and some new, that I had stored in the largest drawing cabinet. My goal was to do all that within the 6 remaining days that I had of this week. I would also like to thank a bunch of you that were watching my first part of the studio cleanup, and your nice comments were really encouraging. And I do realize that my vlogs are still kind of messy, but if this is something that interests you and is nice for you to see this kind of behind the scenes, then I am willing to put in the time and get better at it. I'm starting to really feel good in the studio. Yet again, I'm starting to feel motivated and inspired to create something new very soon. So hopefully that's gonna happen. And now let's back to clean up and finish the cleanup. I have 4 hours today. I should be back at home around 7 p.m. when we have dinner. I would like to decorate this wall with some of my prints, and later when I have my computer in here, I would like to print some kind of I would like to print descriptions and prices for these prints, because people come here often. Sometimes they purchase something straight either from the wall or from my print drawer, so it's gonna be better if they could see what's the name of the artwork they're purchasing as well as the price. I have this art box in here. I bought it in IKEA. For some reason IKEA sells this one without the lid. So this is my pencil case. I use it for separating pencils by color. Most of them I still have at home. I'll bring them here soon. But without the lid, the box is useless, because this is what kind of what amount of dirt will accumulate in here after only a couple of weeks, so it really needs the lid. This was the box that I used to keep my watercolor tubes in before I got the box that you saw in part 1 of the studio cleanup. But now it's empty, and I'm thinking of filling it with pencils, not pencils, but pastels that I rarely even use, and I have them in boxes in these random drawers. So maybe I'll do that, but first of course I need to clean it. And I'm done now. I discovered that I had not one but 2 of these drawers filled with pastels and different kinds of pencils, and I was worried that I'm not gonna fit them inside the box, but in the end I did. And you can be assured that I will probably never ever run out of pencils in my entire life, because this is a huge collection. And it's a shame that I don't use pastel that often, but if you ask me what's my least favorite technique, it would be definitely pastel. It's something about the dryness of the drawing materials that makes me just feel so uncomfortable, so I really prefer watery media over that. But it's an interesting technique. I like the way it looks when somebody who draws in pastel does very nice job. I admire that, but as for me, it's just not it's not meant to be. Now I'm gonna stack these. The ones that are more frequently used will go on top. They sit nicely on top of each other, and I can now put the box away somewhere. What should we do next? Yeah, we should move on to frames. Here's another thing that I decided to clean up, and it's this serving table from IKEA. A lot of artists have it in their studio, and I do have it as well, even though originally I wanted the one that has a turquoise color, and I only bought the black one because that's what they had at the moment, didn't have any other color. And I thought about maybe spraying it and changing the color, but right now I don't really feel like doing it, so I'll just keep it black. It fits well with my drawing table anyway. And what I keep in here is mostly mess. It's the type of area that is right at hand when you have everything in your hands and you just need to get rid of it. You put it there, and so the biggest mess ever clutters over here usually during work days, during workshops, all the time. So it was very messy. I threw some of the stuff and old sketches away, and now it's all cleaned. I also found a bit of a couple of colors or a couple of paints that I would like to get rid of, because I'm sure that I'm not gonna use them ever anymore, and this will probably go at the bottom so I can gift it to somebody when they show interest. And the first ones to go are my Winsor & Newton. These are water mixable oil colors, so I wanted to experiment with this, and I used them a lot a couple of years ago, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. They do have a bit deeper color range than regular acrylics, and but they do not compare to oil colors. So these are not acrylics and not oil colors. It's some sort of weird hybrid, and I'm not saying these are not good. It's just I don't feel like doing this experiment thing anymore. I usually bought them because I started to paint with oils originally, like 10 years ago, and the oils that I used and the turpentine were very smelly. So I bought this one as a replacement. But these days we have Gamsol, which you might be familiar with, but it's a medium for oil paint that is similar to turpentine, and it doesn't smell one bit. So it's something that I replaced for my oil painting, and bought Rembrandt oil colors, which is very high quality oil paints. And so I don't feel like I need the water mixable ones anymore. I'm avoiding the pile of those frames and very old and messy artworks. I'm avoiding it, but I should move on and just do it. Well, after 2 hours of cleaning, I've successfully emptied the whole the last wall that I have not decorated yet. I seriously need to move those lights to the left so they're aligned in the middle, because this pisses me off right now. There was a reason why it was this way. There was a large painting right in the left corner of this wall, just by the door, but I removed it, and so I would like to have it aligned. Here is how I sorted out all the framed works. These are the works that I feel would rather should be unframed and put in a drawer. I don't want to have them around right now. These are the prints that I framed, and here are some empty frames that I own. I buy frames at IKEA because they are cheap, and my customers usually want to change the frame anyway according to what their own taste is. So I didn't find it necessary to like have the artworks framed professionally. And I keep some spares in case somebody comes here and wants to take a picture with a frame, and I'm able to frame it. And here are originals. It's starting to look nice in here. What I had to remove from that last corner where my canvas is, these are strange ones. Let me show you. These are oval canvas. I had them custom made and they were so expensive and I haven't used them. I'm terrified. I don't know why I ordered them. I thought I had an idea and then I lost it. And I always, every time that I have a new idea that I want to paint something on them, I don't think that it is good enough to waste them. And I've had them for over 2 years, maybe even 3 years. And it's a shame that they're just lying in my studio, being not used. The same fate goes for some of my square canvases and the smaller ones. I would like to change that this year. I'd like to paint a bit more with acrylics, oils, and combine it with watercolor on canvas. But that's what I always say every single year, and then I don't do it because I just have a thing when I'm used to small formats already after so many years of working with watercolors, and I'm used to paper basically handling anything, and I could just throw it away very quickly and start a new one when I'm not feeling like it's going anywhere. And this feels like so much responsibility to ruin a canvas because it's large, you can't really dispose of it that quickly. While I was framing some prints, artworks, and hanging them on the wall, an evening caught up with me and I lost the daylight. And it's 6:30 p.m. I'm very tired from all the things that I have done today. But the wall looks better than before, definitely. I'm very tired. So that's it for Tuesday's cleanup. Thank you guys for keeping me company during my Tuesday cleanup, and I'll have some more things to deal with tomorrow, and you'll be there, I promise. It's Wednesday. I arrived at my studio. It's 1 p.m., which is 2 hours sooner than is my usual time. I decided that I would have everything done by Friday, and therefore we have 3 more days to go. It's been a couple of hours and I've done reframing and basically grabbing originals and prints and getting them out of the frames so the frames could be used quickly and easy when I need them. And this is the pile of... my phone is gonna fall. This is the pile of stuff that I've removed from frames, and I'm gonna keep them in the drawer. I've also started to clean these tables. I have 3 in the studio and I have 1 at home, and every single table has 6 drawers, 3 from each side. And they're quite large. And that's a lot of additional storage space. That's definitely a plus. And I keep masking tapes in there and a lot of other things. I don't have a lot of energy today. I didn't sleep very well and didn't sleep very long. But I'm fully dedicated not to leave until I'm done with this corner, because this is the last one and I really want to have it finish today. Guys, I can't tell you how much I would like to start painting again, because a full week of cleaning, like 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours every single day, it's tiring me up.
Here, or ever for that matter, but it finally happened. If you guys are new to my channel, then you probably don't know the struggles I had with trying to get my channel monetized. But you guys who have seen my for monetization since November 2017, and I've been under approval since then. And oh, I was trying to brainstorm pose ideas for Dorothy.
Hi guys, it's almost 8 p.m. and I spent here last 7 hours, and today is a success because look, you see, that's the buffet table. All I'm gonna say to you is that I'm exhausted and I'm going home. And I'll be here first thing in the morning because I take this be done by Friday business very seriously, and I really want to finish. But as I went through all the things that are not done yet that I would like to have finished by Friday, I don't think I can make it, so we'll see. Maybe I will be cleaning the whole weekend as well. Okay, guys. Hi guys. It's Thursday. I arrived in my studio before 10 a.m. and I also brought my computer with me to finish decorating the walls. I need to print at least two large prints and frame them. It's 3 p.m. in the afternoon, Thursday. It's the 6th day of cleaning, and I would like to report that the majority of the studio has already been cleaned up, and it's done up to the point when I could call it finished. I have to say that I have a bit of a unfinished project over here. This is a very temporary lightweight table and it's very wobbly, but these are the boxes, canvases, and a couple of frames that need to be painted. So this is what I'm gonna do probably tomorrow. Yeah, and the other thing that still needs to be done is my 10 large drawers, mostly for papers, projects, prints, and original paintings. So this is gonna be heavy work. Some of the drawers, such as this one, this contains watercolor paper. They're quite clean and organized. Another drawer that is completely organized and nicely looking is the print drawer. Here are my prints. But it's probably just those two. The rest of them is very messy. For example, I have a work in progress drawer that is like a large pile of mess. I need to make a lot of decisions about this one. A lot of stuff I will probably just throw away. And if I didn't use or didn't finish anything within 2 years, and I don't feel like doing it within a very short amount of time, I won't know any mercy. I'll just throw it away because there is no point in these kind of things taking up space. This drawer is the same. This will be a lot of work sorting this out, and I'm really hoping to be done with this by today evening, but if not, I'm gonna do it tomorrow before lunch if I can't make it, because it's just really hard to say how many hours will this be taking. I'm gonna now start sorting out the pile as well as the drawers, and I'm gonna update you in a few hours. I was sorting through my original paintings drawer and I selected a couple of piles. First is this large watercolor commission that I'm definitely keeping because, well, the client will be picking it up. This is a pile of originals that I wanna keep, but I need to create and cut the mount for them because they are not the usual size, and so I always cut the mount by hand from a watercolor paper or some kind of thick paper, because this is the way I would like to package them and store them. I also mounted a couple of older floral paintings. This is a portrait, and this is another pile of originals that I still don't know and haven't decided on what am I gonna do with them. First drawer is nicely tidy now and contains watercolor paper. Second one I use for printing papers. It's Thursday evening. I'll be going home now and it's 7:30 p.m. I did not finish these sucky drawers yet, but I sorted out one large pile and the other large pile so that I can start cleaning and sorting them out straight away when I get to the studio tomorrow morning, hopefully. And so other than these, I will still need to create mounts for a couple of originals as well as paint these boxes behind me. That's something that I'm looking forward to tomorrow, because it's no longer heavy cleaning or scrubbing the floor or anything. Everything is clean by now. I'll see you on Friday. It's Friday and it's 10:30 a.m. It's been a week since I started to do this cleanup project and I'm almost finished. A couple of piles are still waiting for me on my table, but other than that, it's almost done. One of the hardest tasks that I have for today is sorting out the large piles over here and over here. Those contain my VIP projects, some paintings that I will have to decide if I will ever finish or just throw them away. After about 4 or 5 hours of sorting, I went home to have lunch with my family, and since it was such a nice spring sunny day, we took a walk around the hometown. It was very nice and relaxing, and it filled me up with a bit more energy to continue the cleanup. It's Friday afternoon, it's nearly 6 p.m. I've had a long day, but I was not working all that hard today. I'm happy to report that some of my drawers, most of them, were actually already sorted out, and here are 2 piles of what's basically a scrap watercolor paper, and those are all the demos and paintings that went wrong that were still lying around, and I just cut them without having any mercy, because it's just what you need to do every once in a while if you paint as much as me. And I only found 2 work in progress pieces that I wanted to keep and finish. The rest of them I scrapped. And it's this butterfly lady. I must have sketched it 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. I'm thinking it was more than 1 year ago. And I was just trying to combine butterfly wings with a portrait in some sort of I don't know, interesting design, and I did not finish it, but I don't hate it, and I think that with a bit of work could be an interesting exercise. And this was a demo from a portrait workshop that I painted in front of the class, and it lacks a depth that I would or should be able to add, because yeah, when you paint a demo in front of people, you usually don't have that much time to finish, and sometimes one face takes me a whole bunch of hours to get right. So, but I still think that this could be interesting for something. Maybe I should add florals or yeah, I don't feel like scrapping this one. I still think it has some sort of potential. My drawers are looking pretty good, and I reorganized some drawers. Drawing paper I probably showed you yesterday, but the originals for sale are now in this drawer. And before I had mixed originals and didn't care for presentation much. Now these are strictly prepared to be sold, and anything that I'm not willing to sell but I want to keep, I will keep in another drawer. Here are my sketches. I'm gonna show you the sketches some other time. Most of these were exercises and something that I did for schoolism classes, and then Inktober projects, any leftovers I keep. And there's 2 print drawers, not just one as before. I will keep my animal prints and the botanical art prints, as well as these landscapes and sceneries in here, while the top drawer is now separated for portraits and my regular artworks. So, but all prints are prepared to be sold. And before I continue with any of the works, I need to be sure that everything that is in my studio belongs here and has a proper place, as well as I am 100% sure where to find it, because it really helps my head staying clear while I work and not overthink every time I need to reach for a specific supply, and I don't know where it is. So if you're a very tidy and clean person, you probably don't have this problem, but I'm by nature very messy. I spent most of the Friday evening mounting the originals that I set aside, and the way I do this is to cut them by hand from a watercolor paper or other thick paper that I have at hand, but at this time it was mostly watercolor paper. This process is not very complicated, but in case any of you are interested to see, just let me know in the comments to make a separate video on how to create a mount for your watercolor artworks, and I will gladly prepare one. Hey guys, it's Friday evening, it's 8 p.m. I have finished mounting all the originals, and the pile of stuff is suddenly gone from my table. The only thing that's left to do is to embellish a couple of prints over here that's waiting for me to do in the morning, and a pile of boxes that I need to paint. So that's my job for tomorrow. Even though it's Saturday and I wanted really to take a day or 2 off, I can't start a new work week without having this done and checked off my to-do list. Right, so that was a hard week, but thanks for keeping me company. I'll see if I can pull it off and finish the whole process by Saturday evening, and I'm hoping that you will be able to watch the video by Sunday. So up until then, I'm gonna go home to rest a bit and have a nice Friday evening. Hi guys, it's Saturday. I arrived before lunch for at least 3 hours, because after lunch we are going to take a walk and also do some cleanup at home, since Saturday is mostly maintenance day for most households in here, at least. Most of the work is really finished. Here are my boxes. I already put a protective sheet of paper over my table. What I'm actually starting with is embellishing a couple of prints. Almost all these prints are basically faulty ones because I was either having problems with my printer and there are a couple of imperfections at least. These are older prints and I used older paper, but I still don't feel like throwing them away, even though they don't have the quality that my current prints do. And I was playing with the prints for almost 3 hours, so that took me the whole Saturday before lunchtime that I had for the cleanup that day. But I just didn't want to store the prints away without being finished. I said to myself that I would either finish the things and get it ready or throw them away. So it just didn't make sense to store something that is half done anymore. I've done that for a lot of years, and now it's time to get closure on some stuff that I normally wouldn't have time for. So maybe I sound crazy, but I'm still hoping that one soul out there will understand what I'm going through right now. Hi guys, it's Sunday, it's 3 p.m. and a couple of minutes I believe, and I was here yesterday evening for about 3 hours trying to finish my boxes and finish the cleanup, but I did forget my iPhone at home and I film with it currently. So I didn't film anything from the process and I also didn't finish the boxes. But today is Sunday and I only had time to come in here after it was already almost 3 p.m. And I had this thought that I would really like to get the video out today because it's the kind of day that you would maybe like to see the studio all done. I would like to now show you what the studio looks like at the moment, and I'm very proud of what I've done. Not so proud of how much time it took me. It was nearly 9 days. But the cleanup was so thorough that I won't be needing to do anything similar for at least a year or two. So I'm hoping that it will all stay as it is now, cleaned and tidy and organized. And now let's check what the studio actually looks like now. Should I play some music right now? I should play some music probably. I'm gonna play music. I would like to thank you for cleaning with me and staying with me up until this time. It was fun, but I'm glad it's over and we can get to another type of work. I'll be happy to see you in my next video. Hopefully this time it will be something watercolor related and more tutorial like. If you still enjoyed the vlog as it is, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Let me know what kind of workspace do you use and how do you keep it intact and how do you keep yourself inspired. And I'm really grateful that you watched this long video with me, and I am looking forward to see you in my next video. Bye bye!